Okay, awesome. We are official recording, ready to dive into new consultant successful launch guide. Okay, so having an onboarding system in place in your business is vital to the success of your business. If you find that your team members are struggling or they are not like kind of doing much after they buy their kit, or maybe they seem unmotivated or they don't know what to do, it's probably because they're either overwhelmed or they just don't know what to do, because you may or may not have a system in place. And so having a system in place that you do with every single recruit on your team, no matter what their outcome is, no matter if they want to do this for the discount, if they want to do this like big and take it to the top, it's so important that you have this same system in place with each person, and then it's up to them what they want to do with it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen because it works now. So thank you for tuning in, or hanging in with me. And everything that I'm going to show you, I want you to know that you can take this and use this same system and keep everything exactly the same and share it with your teams and so on as you train your people how to recruit and all that. Or you can take this same exact type of system and make it your own and tweak it, right? And I encourage you to do that too, because you want it to be coming from you as the sponsor. And if you're a director, especially as a director, you want it to be coming from you as your team's director, okay? So let me share my screen. I'm going to go to my desktop. Okay, we'll just here, go back here. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Drop it in the comments, in the chat, I should say. Where's my chat box, by the way? Where's my chat? How do I get, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, cool. All right, so if you guys have questions, put them in the chat. Remember, this is an interactive call here, okay? I want to know if you guys have questions. I want to know if you have things that you want to talk about or things that suggestions or anything, right? Okay, so from the very beginning, when somebody joins my team, going forward, since I started this system, and I'm so excited to share with you, this is what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to go through a new consultant. Now, this looks like, oh my God, all those things, but it's literally step by step, okay? I'm going to share with you from a new consultant, the day they join, hitting their new consultant awards like shooting star, getting certified, but then sensational start and beyond, okay? And I was saying this earlier, but it is so important that we are training people beyond their 70 days. It's so important because a lot of times what happens again is people come in, they hit their goals, they have their launch party, and then it kind of dies out, right? Have you ever felt like that? Raise your hand, because I've literally, like, I felt like every single person I recruited, I was like, okay, they had their launch and now what, right? So I really started to think, okay, what do consultants need to do to be successful? And I asked myself this question, and I knew the answers to it because I know what works for me. And anything that you do in your business, I want you to think about that too. Like, don't think you have to have all the answers, right? Like, think about what you do. What do you do that helps you be successful in your business? Okay. And share those things. So I'm going to show you from new consultant, like the new consultant successful launch guide. I have a quick thing that's kind of for reinstatements, because I think reinstatements are a little bit different than a new consultant, but it's sort of the same thing. And then I have an after party guide, and this is what I was talking about beyond that launch party. Okay, this is the after party guide that I'll talk about in a second, but that's a second thing that I'm going to talk to you about. And then I have everything in one awesome checklist for you as the sponsor, okay, or your teams as the sponsor. So it looks like a lot, but it's literally just like 3 things, okay? So the new consultant successful launch guide, when somebody joins my team personally, I send them an email right away to welcome them to our team, and I include this new consultant successful launch guide that I created. In addition to that, I send them a welcome packet, which at about, well, now it's going to be late because the whole technical difficulties threw me off. But today's Wednesday. So on the ARCHOUS, the new ARCHOUS team page, every Wednesday at 11 a.m., going to be a little late today, I'm doing a business tip, a new tip in my business. So that's what I'm going to be doing live. I'm going to be showing you my new consultant welcome packets. I am going to be recording it and posting it to my YouTube for any of my directors on here or leaders who want to share it with their teams. You're more than welcome to take that video. But I am going to be sharing it on the ARCHOUS team page of what I put in my new consultant packets, because I kind of don't want to drift too much. But this guide goes in that packet. Okay, so I send them my own personal frontline. I'm sending a hard copy, and then I'm also emailing them. if I did not sponsor them, and they are on my team and they're not underneath another director, I'm gonna send them a welcome email and I'm gonna email them this checklist, okay? Just to kind of like ensure that like things aren't falling through the cracks, so to speak, and everybody who joins my team gets this. So I want to encourage you to, regardless if you are a director or not, you might have sponsored somebody who joined you, who then recruited somebody themselves. They're on your team, those people, right? Even though you didn't personally sponsor them, and you may be a director someday. So I just want to encourage you to start instilling healthy habits early is going to set you up for so much more success in the beginning. Okay. So this guide is to literally do things step by step and only focus. The new consultant successful launch guide only focuses on, if you notice here, their first 15 days. Okay. There are steps for them to do within their first 48 hours. And then there's steps to do within their first 15 days. And that is it. I don't go into anything else beyond 15 days in the beginning until we have that launch party. Why is that? Is because I don't want to be overwhelming my people. And I used to do that all the time. I probably still do that. I mean, look at my training that I did. I'm just a complicated person. So it took a lot for me to simplify this. Okay. You could probably even simplify it a lot more and not even have all this and just have them do the first things first checklist. But I personally felt like I needed something for myself to stay organized and know that like I'm providing my team with the right amount of tools without overwhelming them. Okay. Because again, an overwhelming person does nothing. An overwhelmed person does nothing. Okay. So in the first 48 hours, I send them this, they get an email, and this has a welcome video. Now you can keep this welcome video here. It's just a link. I'm not going to play the whole video. It's like 2 minutes long, 2 or 3 minutes long, but you can keep this here. Like as a sponsor, you could keep that, right? As the director to your team, I have a video on there that explains, it says your sponsor is going to share this with you. Here's what you need to do. It's just a little welcome video. If you want to take it a step further and personalize it yourself, I would suggest creating your own welcome video to the people who come on your team. You have to think, what I do for 1, can I do for 50? Can I do for 100? Can I do for, 500? Right? So having like a video here kind of ensures to me that I'm getting that same message to every single person who joins me. And I'm not like repeating myself over and over. I'm not like texting it a million different times, right? Like it's there. Okay. And this goes for everybody who joins my team. Anybody who gets this on my team is going to see this video. Okay. So that's a little bit of a little like ninja hack and working smarter, not harder. This is why systems are key. It helps you work smarter, not harder. So you have these set up. Okay. But the first thing that they need to do, well, okay, let's be clear. Sensi says the first thing that a new consultant needs to do is the first things first checklist. And I definitely agree that that is something that they should do, is work on that first things first checklist. But a lot of what's on the first things first checklist is here in my checklist that I created. And so I didn't want to like overwhelm them with like, do this and also do this, right? So I'm giving them the steps that I know personally, for me, the people that I want to sponsor are going to help them. Okay. So I want my new consultants to write down their new consultant goals and dates. Why? Because if you don't know what you're working toward, how are you going to reach it? Right? If you don't know that you need 500 PRV in your first 15 days by such and such date, well, how the heck are you going to work toward that? Right? So I have them write down your new consultant goals and dates. And I have this beautiful little tracker that I just created. And again, I'm sharing all of this with you guys. Okay. So this is the new consultant goal tracker. They click this, they can print it out. And the reason why I did this is because Sensi really doesn't have, I mean, maybe in the consultant guide, they might have a spot, and certainly on their home screen there, it shows their shooting star date. It shows their sensational start date, right? But we don't track certified. We don't. Okay. That because certified, in order to be certified, like you need 1,000 PRV in lifetime sales. So that could be any point throughout your Sensi career that you hit 1,000 in sales that you'll promote, but I want to help them do that within their first 30 days. So that's why I made this like little tracker here, because Sensi really doesn't have anything like this. Okay. So, and this has a spot for them to write this in. I also put this in the welcome packet too, that I send them, but it's in here for them to click. They click it. Right. And now they can fill this in. They are held accountable to know what their dates are. It's not just on their home screen where it shows it blasted in their face, but they're still missing it. Something about the action of writing it down something, it just like, it solidifies it for you, right? So that's why I created this thing, okay? Earn these awards for your fast track promotion and a 5% pay increase in commission when you promote to certified consultant. Find the dates on the home screen of your workstation. So I did tell them that, okay? So find the dates on the home screen of your workstation. So now they have to go to their workstation and see what those dates are. You as the sponsor too, I want you to know this, as a sponsor, you can also see what those dates are by going to your reporting tab and then going to view my performance. Okay. I'm sorry, reporting tab. And then you're going to do leadership report. On the left, there's going to be reports there that say essential to certified and then shooting star. And I believe sensational star. When you click those reports, it's going to show you the people who joined your team, your whole team. And it'll show you what their dates are. So I suggest for you as well as a sponsor to make note of those dates of people joining so that you as a sponsor can touch base and help them stay accountable to hitting those goals. Okay. If you have somebody who's approaching shooting star, it's your job as a sponsor to touch base and say, hey girl, I know we got about like 5 days left for shooting star. You're right about here right now. How's your launch party looking? That is our job as the sponsors, because we can't guarantee that everybody's going to know these things. Again, a lot of times new consultants are overwhelmed. I never knew about my shooting star, right? So it's just to be that little bit extra guide for them. Okay, so their enrollment date, and now these are things that Sensi doesn't track as well, but I personally want to do with my team. I want them to set a financial goal. How much money would make you super thrilled about your business? Why do we want to know what their financial goal is? Because again, if you know what you're working toward, it makes it a lot more easier to achieve. And you as a sponsor want to know what that goal is too, because if you have somebody who just wants to make an extra 50 to $100 a month, right? You're going to work with them a lot differently than somebody who wants to make a good $250 to $500 a month. Right? And so you're going to kind of know their commitment level too, based off of the financial goals that they set from themselves. And these are things I'll talk about on the sponsor guide that you're going to go over with your consultant. Okay. So this, I'm showing you, this is like a new consultant looking at this. But when we get to the sponsoring section, I'll show you things that you can do as a sponsor to help ensure that. So the financial goal, the commitment goal, I say this because how much time can you commit to working your business? This is key to know as well for them, right? Because they need to understand what their schedule is like. Do they have kids? Do they have a baby who naps? Do they work a full-time job? Like what are the hours, the times, the days that they're going to be able to at least dedicate a little time to Sensi? Okay. You need to know that. You want to know if you have someone who's ready to hustle 4 or 5 days a week and do, whatever it is for them, right? Versus somebody who's like, oh, I work a full-time job and I have 7 children. So I literally only have like a half an hour, like a week to work my business. Your commitment level to that person, to that sponsor, or to that new recruit is going to be so much more different than the person who's fully invested, right? You're going to be working side by side with people who are fully invested. And those people, those kidnappers, those discount, the people who just want it for the discount, that's fine. That's completely fine. Remember what I said, you don't want it more than them. But being able to provide them with this, so this helps them accountable. And then you could wipe your hands and say, okay, girl, I'm here if you have questions. Like, I'm always going to be here if you have questions, but I'm always going to match your speed. Okay. I think that's very important to establish that in the beginning with new people. Okay. So first goal, obviously shooting star. Okay. It shows them how to qualify, have 500 in personal PRV, within your first 50 days. And then it shows them what they earn. And I think, again, they can see this in their consultant guide for sure, but I wanted to have a place to track it all. Okay. Plus it's all just one sheet. It's easy. The second goal that I work with people for is getting them certified in their first 30 days. Again, it tells them how to qualify and what they earn. And something that I do with my new recruits is I tell them if they certify within their first 30 days, I'm going to give them a product credit to the Sensi Success Store. Now, that is technically a personal special. And I just want to preface this by saying you do not have to do that. Okay. That is something that I personally do. But when your recruit your frontline, somebody joins you, they hit shooting star, Sensi gives you a $25 product credit. Did you know that? If they hit shooting star, you get the shooting star trainer award and you'll get a pin in the mail and all that. But you also get $25 product credit that will be on your product ledgers. So whenever you go to check out, on the workstation or whatever, if you choose product credit, it'll be there. So I take that product credit and I invest it back into my business. I invest it back into the people that are joining, and I give them that product credit to the Scentsy Success Store and let them buy whatever they want, or they'll tell me what they want and I buy it for them. Okay. That's just a little something that I do. It doesn't come out of my own pocket, but again, you don't have to do that. But the goal is for them to write down 30 days from their join date. Okay. And then lastly is the third is sensational start. So they're going to write their dates in all of these spots, right? And now it shows them level 1, level 2, and level 3. It just basically breaks it down. Okay. So I don't want to dive too much into that, but that is the new consultant goal tracker. Okay. So they're going to write that down. Then they're going to set up their launch plan. Now this says contact your sponsor to set up a plan via text, Zoom, or in person. This is kind of important. I've realized I'm the kind of person where I like to have my ducks in a row for everything. So I tend to get a little bit like, here's what we're doing, and what I find is a lot of times when I was training people, I'd be like, yes, let's jump on a Zoom call, but not everybody wants to jump on a Zoom call. I need to learn that. Not everybody wants to get on face-to-face. Some people are timid. Some people it's awkward, or maybe people are just better text. Maybe they're on the go. Maybe they much rather do things, on the fly, or some people like really doing things like in person, and they like to have that community right away. So I think it's important that you touch base with your, when you're recruiting, that you ask them, how would you like to connect? I want to get in touch with you, right? Again, within your first 48 hours. So how do you want to do that? Right. And so anyway, they're good, but I wrote this here for them to contact you. But you as a sponsor, you're going to see on that checklist is you're going to touch base with them, but just to kind of ensure that they're holding things accountable. Make sure in our team support group. So here's a link to the ArcHouse page. If you're a director, obviously you want to change this and put your team page. Next would be to open their party link. And then these are just videos from the workstation. I'm not going to click it because it's going to make the computer slow, but these are videos right from the workstation that I saved that they can go in, and it shows them how to enter an order and how to share their party link. Okay. And then schedule their launch party. They want to book a date on their calendar within the next 10 days to hold their launch party. I say 10 days. Okay. Because it takes them 15 days to hit their shooting star. So that extra leeway will allow them to hit that goal. Okay. So you can see within the first 48 hours, it's simple. Watch the video, write down your goals, join the team page, and then book your launch party. Get that set up. That's it. Okay. After that, once they have that, now also too, don't move on with people until they've done this. Okay. If someone, because a lot of times too, and people don't mean to do it, they just have questions and they're eager to learn. Some people are like, oh yeah, I did this. I booked I opened my launch party, and you're like, yeah, great. They're like, okay, great. Now, what about the compensation plan? Or what about this? They'll start asking you things where they're kind of getting ahead of themselves. You as a leader need to rein them in. Okay. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but rein them in. And it's perfectly fine to say, answer that question, be like, yes, that's how you do that. But you know what, let's focus on this right now, because this is going to help you hit that goal. Okay. And then once we do that, we can work more toward that. Or then once you do that, we could talk about that a little bit more. It's very important that you, you'll learn as you go how to kind of pull people in, but people will drift. So it's important that we're keeping them on track. Okay. So within those first 15 days, they're going to earn shooting star. How to earn shooting star. This is just a training that I found on YouTube. I'm in the process of still working on these things, so I will have my own video on here where I'm kind of saying it myself. But for the time being, they can go watch a video on what shooting star is from anybody else. Okay. Then now this is something different that I started, but I really want to be consistent in sharing with my team. You guys have probably heard me talk about the Boards app. I've been talking about it a lot because that's a new way that I'm doing systems in my business that has been super awesome for you guys. I've gotten so much great feedback from you guys about Boards. Anyway, Boards, if you don't know what it is, it's just basically an app that you can access through the keyboard on your phone. So when you're texting somebody, when you are posting on Facebook, writing on social media, the keyboard where you type, there's a little world thing there, that's where you access the app. So you'll press the button and this app will come up on your keyboard when you're typing, and you have everything there from Facebook mock parties, PDFs, files, joins like scripts and verbiage, follow-up verbiage, recruiting verbiage, handling objections verbiage, like all these things that you could literally just take it, copy it, and paste it. So you don't even have to do anything, or you could tweak it to make it sound like you, which I encourage you to do. So that's something that I've been utilizing in my business. I've been really trying to point my team to boards a lot. That's why I've been talking about it a lot. What you repeat gets repeated, right? The more we say these things, the more people finally catch on. So that's why in my onboarding system, I'm now putting this in place, right? So I want them, after they know about Shooting Star, and that's what we're going to work towards, in order to help them launch, I need them to download this boards app. Okay. And I gave them the links for iPhone or Android. And then here, use our team launch board to help announce your business, create your group, and schedule your post. Okay. Announce your business, create your group, and schedule your post. Now, this is going to help them do it online. Okay. But you also might have people who want to do it in person, and that's fine. That, in that case, I would suggest you attend the thing if you can with them, or at least guide them on the path for that. But most people that I recruit tend to want to do it online. And I needed to adjust my sales. And that's something too, as leaders, you're going to find you're going to have to adjust your sales. Remember, like I said, I like to be like, this is how we do things. Like, I kind of like to be in control of things. I like to call the shots. So as people would join, I'd be like, yes, set up your launch party, girl. Let's do your home party. I'll come, right? Not a lot of people like to do home parties anymore, right? Like, they just don't. And I needed to swallow that pill and realize that not everybody's going to be like me, and that's fine. But most people that I recruit, or at least that I talk to, they want to do online. So that's why my system is here for online, but you could definitely change this for in person if that's better for you. Okay, so it shows them these three things here. That's what they need to do. When they click this, it's going to take them to the board. Okay. Oh, okay. When they click that, it's going to take them, they're going to hit their email. And then when they go to the app, they'll be able to access the board, which is right here, which is this. Okay, this new consultant. Well, here's the team board that I haven't even shared all this with them yet in like the checklist, because this is overwhelming, okay, to see all this. But I did create a board that says new consultant launch, okay? So basically all of this, that you can access it on the desktop too, but it's gonna show up on their phone in that app. So they have this, the new consultant sheet that I just showed you, right? But it shows them what to do. Announce your business. And it basically just literally like walks them through. Okay. I'll give you some tips how to announce your business, blah, 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 blah. Watch. If you want to announce it with live video, do this. If you want to announce it without live video, do this. Okay. I'm not going to walk you through all of the boards, but that's pretty much what it is. They click here and it just gives them all the steps that they need. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to create their group or announce their business on social media, invite their guests, create their group, and then schedule their post. That's it. It's really, really simple. Okay. So I suggest you as a sponsor, go in this board and look at it, tweak it, use it. I mean, that's up to you. But what you do have to do is anything that's on any board, you have anything that you want like this, you have to go on your, whether it be on your phone or your desktop, you have to highlight everything. And you have to click copy. Okay. And then you have to create your own board here on the side, and then you'll be able to paste it. Okay. That's the only way that you'll be able to tweak it and edit it with your verbiage, your name, because some of them has like my name in it. So that's my only thing is like, make sure that before you're sending this to people that you're changing it. Or if there's nothing in there, you could just leave it as is, right? Like, this isn't personalized. You could totally just leave that and just copy it. Okay. Does that make sense? Any quick questions on boards while we're on the subject? But that's pretty much what I have them doing. Okay. So they're working towards Shooting Star. They're downloading this app, and then they're preparing themselves. Now I say, prepare yourself. Here's the consultant guide, which they're going to get in their kit, but I have that link there in case they need it. The product training guide too, because I mean, people need to be updated on our products in order to fully be able to like effectively sell them, right? So prepare yourself and then close your party. These are just links to show them how to enter their party rewards and then use the host exclusive kit. Now, after they've closed their party, like during that process too, in boards, by the way, which it went away. Hold on. So during the process, I want to show you real quick on boards throughout all of this, which you guys should join the ArcHouse team board, okay? Which I have in the checklist. Look here. So this is the ArcHouse team board, onboarding, new consultants, okay? This is literally, I mean, literally word for word what I say when I recruit somebody and the process that I've been walking them through. I had 2 people join this past month that I use the same exact system with. the same exact like copy paste. I took it right on my phone and sent it to every single one. Beautiful. Like I cannot tell you, seamless with them, like understanding what I'm saying, like walking them through everything, right? And I've also had a ton of reinstatements that I've been doing this with. So for you, you want to go to the new consultant onboarding because it's going to show you when someone joins you, you go to your keyboard. Yes, this is excited for you, right? Like it just says, so let's kick off your new biz. Are you excited? Like you're going to send that to them. Then they respond to you. Then next, okay, great. Make sure you're on our team page. This is our community where we share tips, blah, 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 blah. Right? It's literally like a walkthrough guide. Okay. Another thing too, remember what I said, you kind of want to know if somebody is in it for the discount or who wants to go full force, right? So here, this asks, it says, do you want me to guide you or do you want to go at your own pace and reach out if you have questions? So depending what they ask, if they want to go on their own, there's things that you could send them here, right? Okay, great. This is your business. Here's the new consultant checklist, which sends them this. And you could just like leave it alone and let them come to you for questions, right? Or more on a guided path. These are all different things that you could say to them to help them launch their Facebook group, open their party link. Like it literally walks them through step by step. So that's the only reason why I'm showing this to you guys, because they're probably going to have questions about like how to close their party, how to do the rewards. Like this checklist you have to picture through the eyes of a new consultant doing this by themselves. Okay. That's why these links are here. But you as a sponsor, you're going to want to walk them through these things. Okay. And making sure that you're doing that. And that's where the boards app comes in handy. Does that make sense? I'm telling you, like, it might seem overwhelming because I know sometimes people are like, oh, it's a new thing, or I'm not tech savvy, but it's so easy. It literally is just a copy and paste right on your text board. So I highly suggest to educate yourself on that app. It's really awesome. Okay, so now they close their party and I tell them, start working to complete your after party guide, which is this. So this is why I only put this stuff in here, because I only want them to focus on their launch party in the very beginning, okay? And now this was the part where I said, okay, I help people do their launch party. I know how to help them with that, but then what happens after that? That's where the after party guide comes in, okay? So they click that. It takes them to this after party guide. Any questions or anything so far? You guys liking this? Is this good? Like, tell me. Okay. So after the party, okay, it says, yeah, you close your first party. You should be so proud of yourself. Follow the next steps over your next 30, 70 days to earn your first promotion, pay raise, and sensational start. I intentionally said this. If I'm not telling them as a sponsor, how can I ensure that they know that they're going to get a promotion, that they have a promotion to work towards, or that they have another goal to work towards with Sensi, right? So now they click this. So within their first 30 days, we want to get them certified. Okay. So here now again, this is through the eyes of a new consultant. That's why these links are here. Study the compensation plan. So they could click this. It goes right to the comp plan. Why is my computer being slow? Oh my God, it's freezing. Anyway, they click the comp plan. Come on with this. Let's go. Oh my God. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody tell me if I'm good? Because my computer just froze. Hello.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know why my computer froze. Stop it. I'm trying to like click the freaking links and it's not letting me click it. Anyway, I'm going to walk it through until it lets me click. Why is it doing that? Anyway, I'm like, so you have no idea how, it just went away. Can you guys see the screen or no? Oh my God, my mind.
No, it's gone.
I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, hold on a second. I swear, I'm gonna literally like lose my damn mind. Can you guys see me? Are we still good? I need to go back and share now.
We could see you, but not the screen anymore.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gone.
gonna share it. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Gotta love technology. Okay, go back here. There we go. All right. Sorry. I can't. All right, here we go. Okay, so compensation plan. There we go. Right? They're going to click that. I'm not even going to click it because I don't want it to go slow. takes them to the compensation plan if they want to look at that. Okay. Because in there, the thing is too, I find that, like, again, it's the word vomit. You don't want when somebody first joins to be like, here's a compensation plan, right? Like, it's important for them to know, but let's focus on one thing at a time. And that's starting your launch party and getting you to shooting star. Okay. After that, once we did that, now we can talk a little bit about the compensation plan, because you need to know the compensation plan in order to get promoted, because that's on the compensation plan. Okay. Once a consultant hits 1,000 in PRV, they get a promotion to certified consultant and a 5% pay increase. Okay. The next thing that I want them to do is focus on the 3 legs. Okay. Print out and study the 3 legs of success document. And the reason for this is because people can focus on a lot of things in this business, right? There's so much information out there. If you think about all the groups and things that we add our team members to, guys, you do not, by the way, you don't have to add your team member to every single group and there is in Scentsy. I used to do that and it's completely overwhelming. Think about what it was like when you joined. Adding your people to the Make Sense group, the flyers group, the sampling group, the Facebook party group, the home party group, the text party group, the bag party group, every single group. And not only is it confusing, but then they're not really going to know where or how to interact. I suggest adding your people just to your director's team page. That's where you should be adding your team members. Okay. As you promote, as you grow up the compensation plan yourself and you're approaching superstar consultant and director, you will then be making your own page, right? And starting to branch off and lead your own team. But for the time being, your director's page has everything that your consultant needs. Everything. We have some pretty awesome directors in our house. They're probably sharing all the things from all the groups anyway. And it's overkill if you're sharing things from that they're seeing on all the different pages. Okay. So with that being said, all of that information comes a lot of overwhelm, right? And when people overwhelm, guess what? They don't do anything. Or worse, they start to focus on things that are not going to grow their business. And then that's a ripple effect because they're not focusing on income producing things. And then they're falling off, they're getting discouraged, right? And then they stop. So it's important that we as leaders teach and train them on income producing things that are going to truly grow their business, things that are going to help them get sales, is going to help them book parties, and is going to help them bring on team members. Those are the 3 things in our business that that's all you need to focus on. You don't have to focus on all the cutesy labels and the packages and the samples. And I know that people enjoy those things because that's what makes us happy to do those things in this business. But especially with new consultants, keep them focused on income producing things. Okay. As they grow, they can learn project broadcast. As they grow, they can learn even boards, right? Like I showed. That's why in the checklist over here, I didn't put the whole team board because I don't need them to be overwhelmed with everything that's on there. I just put the launch board for them. Okay. So going back to the 3 legs of success, sales, anything that's sales, bag parties, home parties, events, follow-up, Scentsy Club, specials, LTOs, whiff box, right? These are all things that's going to generate PRV for them, right? So I want them to see this document. I want them to know what the 3 legs of success are. And I want them to realize that, hey girl, these are going to be the things that you're going to focus on in your business. I know what you want. Right? You want to grow your business, or you want to do this alongside your job, or you want to supplement your husband's income or whatever. This is what's going to help you do that. So let's focus on these things. And that's why I send this to people. Sponsoring, it's going to be sharing the opportunity, sharing lifestyle on social media, sharing their story, their journey, creating dream team list all the time, their list of 100, blah, 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 setting systems up for new consultants for success, AKA what we're doing now, right? Coaching and all that. And you don't even yourself, even if you are brand new yourself or a new recruiter, so to speak, you don't have to have all the answers for this either, you guys. I know sometimes people look at coaching and they're like, what am I going to do with that? We are all learning and evolving as we go. But these need to be the things: sales, sponsoring, training. That's literally how you're going to grow your business. Okay. So that's why we share that. I want within the first 30 days after my consultant has had their launch. The stupid thing's in my way. Hold on. Why isn't it letting me do that? I want them to look at that. Okay. So from there, within the first 30 days, I want them to know information about sponsoring a team member. Why? Because that will help them towards sensational start. Okay. Don't ever think that just because somebody just joined that they wouldn't want to recruit somebody. Okay. Sometimes we place our own fears and projections on our team based off things that we think we would or wouldn't do. So never like assume, you know what happens when you assume, right? Never assume that people don't want to recruit right out the gate. I talk to people about recruiting right from the very beginning. And I say, hey girl, if you have like a friend that you think would want to do this with you, go ahead and let them know, because honestly, it's so much more fun when you have somebody to do this with. Plus it kind of keeps you accountable because you can talk about Scentsy things together, and it just keeps you like engaged and excited in your business. Do you have anybody that like, you know, that is in your life right now that you want to maybe share Scentsy with or share the host exclusive with, right? And in the boards app, it has all that verbiage when you're closing out the party, and she's using the host exclusive, just a side note. But it's giving them information, right? So sponsor a new teamie. Now, after their 30 days, this here was shared by another consultant. It's the sponsoring bootcamp. It's got thousands of consultants in there, and does trainings all on recruiting. Okay. So I think it's a valuable group to be in. At some point later on, maybe I'll do my own sponsoring bootcamp and change that out there. But for now, that's there. And I think by 30 days, yeah, they're still new, but they've had their launch. They've kind of had a little bit of hands-on experience. So I could probably share another group with them at that point, right? I just mean when it comes to sharing groups with all, you know, don't have people come in and then all of a sudden you're sharing all the things, putting them in all the groups. Earn a $600 paycheck. This is a training that one of my SSD friends, Erin Fluharty, did. It's really awesome on how to earn a $600 paycheck with Scentsy. And that's basically just getting to 2K PRV a month, because when they have 2,000 in sales in 1 month, they get an additional 5%, and then they have 30% commission. And a $2,000 PRV month is a $600 paycheck. Okay. So I share that in there. And then in the 70 days, earn sensational start. It's just a training on how to earn sensational start, how to flip a party. These are things that I could have put on the new consultant checklist, right? Like these are things like, oh, I got to tell my new team member about Scentsy Club. I have to tell them add them to my YouTube channel. I have to tell them about Warm Scent of the Month. So important that they know about that. Oh, and I have to make sure I show them the workstation tour and compliance. Like they need to know all the things, right? These are the things that are overwhelming them, you guys. So when I say stick to the simple and just get them to that launch party, then after they're done, they close that party, they hit that shooting star. Now you can work on this with them. Okay. And again, this is through the eyes of a new consultant, but you as a sponsor are going to be going over one by one with them, step by step. Okay. But I'm not going to go through everything. You can see literally here. Okay. Workstation compliance, they'll click these things. It just familiarizes with them. And then lastly is personal development. And that's follow and train. It's like a document of like other successful Scentsy consultants they can follow on YouTube and get ideas from. Okay. That's within their first 70 days. And then where is this? Okay. So that's that. And then lastly, the reinstatement guide, before I show you the sponsoring thing, the reinstatement guide is pretty much the same thing. The only thing is that the welcome video is going to be a little different. I have to change the welcome video, but the welcome video is going to be a little bit different. Because the thing is, so a reinstatement, you want to treat as a new consultant because one, you never know how they were trained prior. If they joined from another team, they might have had an absent sponsor. They might have had a crappy upline. Or maybe they reinstated back with you, right? And they're ready to just pick things back up again and get back into their business. We never know the reason why people decide to stop. Right. But we want to focus on helping them be the best that they can be. And that's why with reinstatements, even though they already were a consultant, I still treat them like a new consultant. And I tell them, hey, listen, like I'm going to work with you to launch your business like you're brand new. We're going to launch this together just so like it's over again. The only difference is that a reinstatement cannot earn shooting star or sensational start. If they were already certified when they reinstated, certified or above, even if they were a lead and they had a team, they come back and they go back to certified consultant. Okay. But if they were essential, they could still hit certified. Okay. They just can't earn shooting star and they can't earn sensational start, unfortunately. But I tell them that I want to work with them to hit those, even though they can't earn them, because their business is still going to grow. And if they hit them, maybe I'll give them like some fun happy mail or whatever, just to kind of like make it exciting for them. Okay. So the welcome video is different. Everything else is pretty much the same. But what they need to do when they come in is they need to activate their personal website, right? So they may or may not have had a personal website before, but I'm going to tell them the importance of creating that personal website so that they could get online orders. Anytime there's a clearance sale that's not on your workstation, they'll have access to that. Once they hit lead consultant, they'll be on the consultant locator. So it's important that they enroll in the personal website. I want them to, excuse me, open their party link, which is the same, and then order their reinstatement kit. Okay. This is optional, but I need them to know that it's going to be available to you within 24 to 48 hours after reinstating, and you must be purchased in the month that you reinstate. Okay. So if they reinstate in September, they have to get that kit that month. Okay. I believe it's $59. If someone can correct me, it's kind of like the host exclusive kit. But that's available to them, and then schedule their relaunch party. And then pretty much the same thing, announce your business. Well, actually, I didn't add this. I forgot to add this onto the new consultant. I'll add that in. But here, build your Franks list. There's a video that I have to add there too. But the Franks list is pretty much like a list of 100, except it breaks it down. Friends, relatives, acquaintance, neighbors, kids. Okay, you get it. So that I'm going to add onto the new consultant checklist. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. Within their first 15 days, I'm still giving them the same guidance that I give my new consultants, except that's the only thing that's different. I want them to activate their personal website and then order their reinstatement kit. And I also send a welcome packet to my reinstatements. The only thing that's different is the cover letter, which I'm going to show on my training that I do later on the team page. Okay, so that's the reinstatement guide. Any questions on that? And then here, lastly, okay, so that we saw all that. Now you as a sponsor, this is pretty much everything that we just went over, but in a checklist. Okay, so what I suggest, if you have people on your team who are recruiting people themselves, you as their sponsor needs to send them this. Okay, you need to say, oh my gosh, send them an email, send them, I'll put this in the boards app. You can copy and paste it right on boards to them. Oh my gosh, girl, I'm so excited. So congratulations on building your team. Here's a handy checklist so that you could get your new consultant off to a good start. Okay. And why are we doing that? Because you can't ensure that everybody on your team is the same way we can't ensure what new consultants are going to do. You can't ensure what every person on your team is going to do. Right. And I mean, you still can't ensure, even if you send them this checklist, you still can't guarantee that they're going to do it. I have plenty of things that I'm like, hey, share this with your teams. And I'm like, probably like, maybe like 15% people or 10% of the people that I say, share this with your teams, probably share with their teams. But I know that I'm doing my job as a leader, right? I know that I'm doing my job to ensure that I'm giving the people the tools that they need to be successful. It is up to them what they do with it. Okay. So for every person who joins your team, or who recruits on your team, you need to congratulate them. Maybe if you want, you could even send them like a fun, welcome call or like a happy mail to congratulate them on a new team member. You don't have to, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes people do things like that. Like, but recognize that, reach out to them and say, hey, I saw you had a new team member this month or whatever. Like, recognize the behaviors you want to see repeated, but ensure that they have this, okay? That they have this guide, because this is pretty much everything that we just went over. It tells them when you join, right? When you have a new recruit, you send a welcome email with their new consultant launch. What's the new consultant launch? That's the guide that we just went over, okay? Make sure they fill out their, this is supposed to say new consultant, goal tracker, whatever, I'll fill that in. Make sure they fill out their goal tracker, right? That's this thing that we have. Schedule their launch plan, add them to your director's team page. Okay, it gives a little blurb as to why, community, blah, blah, blah. Download the boards app yourself. Here's the new consultant onboarding folder to help launch their business. And this right here, it gives you that folder that I showed you. You're gonna have to enter your email if you're not already on the boards app, but it's gonna give you that whole onboarding folder. And then it tells them, mail them a welcome packet. And now this video, which I haven't put here, this is the video that I do now on Archiving a little bit, these packets. That's going to be the video that you're going to have there, so that anybody who you share that with, they'll be able to watch that. Okay. It'll be a YouTube link. And then same thing, first 15 days on social media, you want to ensure that they've announced their business. Let me tell you something, 9 times out of 10, I see this happen. People come in and join Scentsy and they don't tell anybody. They don't tell anybody. And then they're wondering why they're not getting any orders or anybody who wants to join their party. So you as a sponsor need to say, hey girl, let's announce your business. And the Boards app has all of that. Okay. Their launch party, help them with their launch by either tendering in person or guiding them using our new consultant launch board, which I already showed you. Send trainings to help them close their party. And these are all from the workstation. Their first 30 days, you're going to talk to them about a customer group. Again, the compensation plan, it just goes over everything, the 3 legs of success. There is a mock party that I have on Facebook. If they want to, I say to have them within their first 30 days, book a second party. So you can, at that point, you can add them to this mock party that I have, that talks to them about, you know, like when they have a host who has a party versus their launch party, guide them on sponsoring, sending them that boot camp, right? All how to have high PRV, et cetera, et cetera. So this is literally everything that I just went over with you in that after party guide. It's all right here. Okay. So you have one like master list here as a sponsor. Okay. So that's pretty much that. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop this. Questions or concerns or thoughts or anything like that. I don't want to make this too long, but I just wanted to put this out here to tell you, no matter what system you're using, no matter how you take this and make it your own, it's just so important that you at least have the basics down for them to hit that launch, hit their goals, and then work after sensational start and providing and not overwhelming and just giving like step by step. So I know like looking at this in full, maybe, I don't know, do you think it's overwhelming? I'd like to get your guys' feedback. Like, does it look overwhelming to you? Because I like to know that like as a leader where I'm like, am I overwhelming still? Because I really, it's so hard for me to simplify. It is so hard. Look at my mess back here. It is so hard for me to simplify. But I know what works. And so I really try to like pack it so that it is like readable and something that they can do step by step, but it takes you as a sponsor to walk them through it, right? And not just like, yeah, you want to send them the checklist and make sure they have it, but use that sponsoring guide, the coaching guide that I just showed you to go with them step by step. Okay, so real quick, let me just go back. Actually, I wanted to say one thing and then I promise I'm done. This sponsor coaching guide, okay, when you have this, okay, you want to figure out, right? So they join, you say, okay, I'm going to send them a welcome email. You congratulate, or you welcome them. You send them a text message, right? You have them. The next thing is going to be when you set up, like whether you're doing that, a Zoom with them within their first 48 hours or a text message within their first 48 hours or in person. Remember when we talked about you have to kind of match their style of how they want to like connect with you? Ask them, be like, hey, you know, I'm so excited that you joined Scentsy. I'd love to connect with you and talk to you about how, you know, we can help this, you know, be the best thing, you know, business that you want to turn it to, or whatever it is that they want. You know, you can say, do you want to get on a Zoom or do you want to, are you rather do it through text message? Like what's best for you? And they're going to tell you, right? And then from there, that's when you're going to go step by step and you're going to be like, okay, great. The first thing that I need you to do, there's this goal tracker because there's some new consultant awards that are you know, that you're going to want to hit in the beginning that you get rewarded for if you hit them. So use this new consultant goal tracker and on your work, you know, on your home screen, you're going to see all the dates there. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to go first by first. And then once they complete that, then you add them to that. Then you go on, you add them to the page. Once they complete that, then you say, okay, great. Just added you to the team page. I saw you filled out your goal tracker. This is actually an app that we have where, you know, you're going to be able to launch your business and I'm going to walk you through that. Right. So again, looking at it here, it's like, oh my gosh, all these things, but you as a sponsor, you're going to go step by step with them. And again, you'll see that in the boards. Boards will show you basically everything there, like one thing at a time, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to end this because I know that there are going to be people watching and recording. I don't want to make it too talky, But I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I'm so excited to finally be able to offer this. It is going to be on YouTube. So in the future, if you have people that you want to like see like how to do an onboarding system, you'll be able to take this video, and obviously I'm going to have it posted on the team page too. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging here with me, guys, and tuning in, and I will talk to you all soon. Now go out there and recruit some people and get them set up for success. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.